These type of trending mornings are the ones we need to maximize on, as they don't always come in often, especially in today's market when we're finding a lot of chop and inconsistency. We need to capitalize on these volatile moves at the open when it's in the direction of our trend. Take a look at the open here on ES. This light blue VWAP is anchored from that Trump speaking yesterday at the big volatile rip up on Wednesday, April 9th. So that was our resistance heading into today's open, as we had a nice, clearly bearish overnight, just nothing but lower highs and lower lows. We're in and around that VWAP here to start the open. So I need to remain short bias as we're underneath the overnight VWAP, underneath that handoff VWAP as well, but I'm not taking trades right at the open. Once buyers fail to push up higher here and kind of create a double top, and we get back below New York VWAP, that was probably one of the best plays to take today if you were strongly short biased because of that 15-minute. Sellers are stepping back in to go continue what might be that 15-minute bearish trend. That one was super clean, but I wasn't sure, honestly, if we would bounce from here and come back higher because yesterday was so bullish to finish off the day. So I wasn't fully bearish yet. Now, once we do break outside the open range low, and that move did work out nicely, that does kind of set in the short bias saying, yep, that 15-minute was pretty clearly bearish. I don't know why I was hesitant on that long, or on that short, excuse me. And I took not a bad trade, especially with all the volatility we've been having. We get our first break outside open range low, which I don't love to chase. I never chase it. We get a small pullback, hoping this will be our pullback to New York VWAP, break back outside the open range low a second time. Now, you could argue it's all the same first break. We haven't really left this price level in general. So normally our first breaks are clearly outside of it, clearly back inside of it, clearly back outside of it. But this one's really all just consolidation. This is all the first break here when you really break it down. So that's probably my fault on not being super picky on that. But it was just super volatile. Sellers are stepping back in. I get in short. And it's really just, let's go follow this momentum. And all this volatility. We had like a 40-point opening range. So I don't hate the short idea. It's just not the best price. I gave myself a stop loss above New York VWAP. So we could want to retest it fully like we do here. Looking like now we're ready to go. This will be our first time out of the open range. This will be our second time. But that one still didn't work out either. If you look at my markup here, that's a tough stop out. I got stop loss to the tick, maybe half a tick, as it retests that same handoff VWAP from earlier, still making lower highs on the day. So super unfortunate to get tagged out of that just to get back in on, again, a lower day VWAP break, just to make back the loss rather than having a winner, right? So instead of getting stopped out, maybe I should have even been in at this lower price, wait for the full retest to this key VWAP, and then when I get in on a lower day break, saying now sellers are ready to continue the trend, this is our deeper pullback. I always say the deeper the better because I have more structure to work with. Sellers step in, and there's the rip lower. So that was probably one of the best trades to take today. I think I have it marked up here like this, right? Yep, new pullback, break of lower day VWAP, and it just sinks. Trend continuation. And I tweeted out yesterday, when we look at yesterday's open, just completely sideways. I made a video on that one as well, so check that out. I need this trending structure. This is where I trade best because we get continuation plays. I'm taking a lower day break saying trend, continue back to the downside because the trend to me is bearish. So let's go continue it. Yesterday, there was no trend to continue. It was just ranging and sideways. I don't perform best in there. These are the type of setups I need to maximize on because they just feed in trend shorts. So if you didn't take one of those setups, hopefully you'll go through the Futures 2.0 course here on ASFX TV. You can get 50% off. If you use code Evan, you can go through this Futures 2.0 course and you'll see, I'll walk you through exactly how to get in, how to get out, and where your VWAP should be. But this was just really a super clean trade. Even the retest off open range low again. We could even turn on the initial balance. You know, I like to use that edge full stat. So that's this red line down here. We still hadn't broken the initial balance, so once I got in again, I was saying, yeah, let's go break that now. And it did, in fact, go just barely break it. But we know we probably only break one side of it. It's like 15 to 20% chance that we only break one side. You can go over here to Edgefield. We could double check that real quick. On ES, let's go to the initial balance. In the past 2 years, 1 year, we could shrink it down to whatever date you want. In the past 6 months, 20 out of the last 127 initial balances have double broken. So 15% of the time. So it's not very likely. I know there's been volatile finishes, but in my mind, I just got to keep rocking with these probabilities and these stats of what's normally been happening. I know this isn't normal volatility, but I'm still not expecting a double break to happen. So I think this retest off open range low is real good with the stop loss above structure. That's a really clean lower high to go get the next lower low. After that, you can see we sliced through previous days New York VWAP, but look where we bounced right off of. The start of week VWAP. If we bring it back up here on the 15-minute, that's anchored from the changeover just to start the new week, Sunday night into Monday. That's where we left the station on the news yesterday. And here in the lower time frame, that's right where we bounced off again, where sellers ran out of steam. We bounced from there, create a higher low, And then since then, it's just been nothing but higher highs and higher lows. So super interesting finish again to this afternoon, as sellers are still in and more so holding in today than not, as we still have these big picture lower highs, if you want to call it. But what a rally in the afternoon, which you could easily be looking for shorts to want to continue, right? If we just throw in a lower day VWAP, it also might be one of the most perfect retests to a New York VWAP I've ever seen. Right here, you got to pull back to New York VWAP, one pin through, next candle, full body sellers, and then just continues lower. But notice how if you wait for a lower day break on that, it doesn't go and run for another new low, because the trend, let's say, is done trending for new lows, right? Just out of gas on the shorts, and we were down like 5% at this point. So a big move down, like 180 points, just straight down, and then 180 points straight back up, which is why if we could try to maximize on these shorts, or whatever direction the day wants to be, if we could maximize on these in-trend plays, we went over 1, 2, there's that third one over here maybe. Let's say we don't take all three. We go 2-0, 1-0, whatever it is. I don't need to worry about what this afternoon craziness might lead to. I don't need to get chopped up and trying to long it there, trying to long it there, trying to short it here, right? Too much noise, too much uncertainty, and especially volatility, that if we can make our money in the morning, get off the desk, don't give it back, survive again to trade tomorrow, finish the day green. That's our job. Trade these in-trend plays, and we don't have to worry about the trend disappearing later on in the afternoon. And again, these are all on my top 1 accounts. If you needed a top 1 account, 50% off all of the month of April. So you can see today, break even. We're up $5 on the shorts because it went 1 up, 1 right back down. So I got break even on that one. And actually on this account, I'm up $1,000 from a nice trade early in the morning. So overall, happy with the day. We're definitely going to leave it as is. I could definitely lock myself out on this. Manual lockout, there's 30 minutes left, so this is irrelevant. But I locked myself out, so we can't give that $1,000 back. Beautiful. But yeah, the top 1 sales running all the month of April. If you need a code Evan's going to get you 50% off, or always match their best deal. But super interesting here with the way it's just respecting these VWAPs. And I think that today, while we take a look at real quick yesterday, notice the open the first 3 or 4 hours yesterday. Sideways. No new higher highs, no new lower lows, just fake outs. Lower highs on top, higher lows on the bottom. Yeah, I can see why you might be confused. Obviously, yesterday in the afternoon, clearly long bias, higher highs and higher lows. I went over that in the previous video. But then today, when we do have a strong bias, we do have clear sentiment saying we should be leaning into that bias, we need to maximize on these trades. So it's unfortunate I just got tagged out and didn't make money. I made back my money, but it would have been nice to just have a solid win because I followed my rules. I waited for the full retest and just caught the winner. But got caught up in the volatility of wanting to chase it lower. If you want to use the word chase lightly, I wasn't emotional about it. I thought we just might run. Lots of volatility. We might not get these full pullbacks. Let's roll. And then let's say same thing to this point. After this move, you don't get that big pullback. It just does run and run and run and run and run. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'll get in here. If it pulls back, I could still hold a New York VWAP. It just wanted to pin me out first. But that's all right. But yeah, if you have any questions on the VWAP, I have plenty of videos on this channel about it. Locking myself out on these top 1 accounts. Again, code Evan for 50% off. Edgeful, the link is down below if you want to start a free trial. And AceFX TV, 50% off your first month if you use code Evan. Really good streams this month if you go back to even just the past week. Obviously, lots of volatility, but lots of lessons that we're speaking on this uncertainty. We're all going through these volatile, uncertain markets together. So we all have our different viewpoints, how we're handling them differently, our different strengths and weaknesses, the trades we're looking to take. So definitely sign up, go back and watch the replays. Join us on our next live stream. We have one tomorrow, all of next week. And hopefully I'll see you in there. Let's make some money. But yeah, I really want to just hone in on the part. If you can make money in the morning, don't be too greedy. Don't be giving it back. Don't be predicting that things must continue or that's going to work out. Just feed you easy shorts all day. It definitely could. But again, the worst thing to do is just have a nice morning, turn into a terrible afternoon, and that terrible afternoon bleed into a bad morning the next day. So hopefully you made money. Feel free to reach out, leave a like, drop a comment. What videos do you want to see next? What are you struggling with the most? Is it VWAPs? Is it psychology? Higher time frame structure? Whatever the case may be. But I appreciate you guys. Trade safe. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.